All right. Mr. Thomas, I think you're ready to go.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I have the distinct honor and privilege of being principal of Bartlett High School, and I would like to welcome you to the 36th Annual Super Team Recognition Night Banquet. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the co-captains and hosts for this evening, Ms. Talia Benyenda and Ms. Gabby Pilarachik. They are the winners of the Principal's Award. Those of you who follow the Bartlett High tradition may wonder how it is that we ended up with co-captains for this year's edition of Super Team, as there has always only been one captain. The short answer is I couldn't pick between them. I'm going to list their accomplishments, and you will see that each is eminently worthy. But these accomplishments only tell part of the story. Since these two young ladies attended my introductory parent-student meeting when I was first hired, I have come to not only know them, but to count on them. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. I count on them. They consistently thank me for going to their games, for cheering them on, for listening to their suggestions, without knowing the debt of gratitude that I actually owe them. I couldn't possibly pick one over the other. Now, I know it will come as a great surprise to many of you that I would break rules to ensure Bartlett High students get recognized and rewarded, because that is so totally out of character for me. But that's how we ended up with honorary co-captains this year. Now, let me tell you a bit about each of them. Talia, she's a varsity soccer captain, junior and senior year. For indoor track, which was delayed this year because of the pandemic, she was a captain as a junior. She's also a member of the tennis, basketball, and volleyball teams. For student council, sophomore year, she was secretary, junior year, vice president, and this year, president. She completed the Walk for Hunger 2 years in a row, compiling 40 miles total. She did the Polar Plunge 4 years in a row. She's a member of Decker, the Nichols Honors Academy for 4 years, the National Honor Society for 3 years. She did an under-8 fall and spring soccer coach. She is committed to Eckerd College in Florida for marine biology. On to Gabby. Gabby was the girls' varsity soccer MVP 2018-2019. She's soccer and basketball captain in 12th grade, soccer, basketball, and tennis, each of her 4 years here, and played volleyball this year. She's been in student council all 4 years, and she was the secretary for that group, 11th and 12th grade. She was an MIAA student ambassador, junior and senior year, National Honor Society member, junior and senior year, Nichols Honors Academy, all 4 years. She, of course, made the honor roll. She's been awarded the Daughters of American Revolution. She's been a member of DECA for 11th and 12th grade, and she is going to UMass Amherst, the Eisenberg School of Management, studying business undeclared. Talia and Gabby, congratulations, but most of all, thank you.
I'll give this to Tony.
All of our attendees tonight are safely socially distanced, so if they drop their mask, it is only because we are 12 feet apart. Welcome to this 36th annual Bartlett High School Super Team Recognition Night Banquet. We have many distinguished guests watching this event, both here and from home tonight, and we would like to recognize and thank them for joining us.
First and foremost, our parents, siblings, and family members. Thank you for your love, support, and encouragement, which is so important to our future success. To our teachers, coaches, guidance counselors, cafeteria and custodial staff, thank you for being here every single day to help us with anything and everything. To our assistant principal, Mrs. Nieves, and our principal, Mr. Thomas, thank you for setting rules and limitations and for keeping us all on our game. To our superintendent, Mrs. Ruth Ann Gogan, and business manager, Mrs. Monique Perangeli, thank you for all the constant support and encouragement. To our police chief, Michael Shaw, and our school resource officer, Tim Whiting, thank you for maintaining a safe environment for us inside and outside of school. To the Webster selectmen and women, thank you for giving your time and effort to our wonderful little town. To our state representative, Joseph Pena, thank you for attending this event every year and for your service to the state of Massachusetts. And finally, thank you to our local businesses for their donations and contributions. Without them, this event would not be possible.
As we all know, this has been a very unique year for some obvious reasons, and the struggles have been numerous. But thanks to our major sponsor, the Quo Vadis Club of Webster Dudley, we are able to observe tonight's event with a celebration. This year, Quo Vadis is commemorating 60 years as a formal organization. Their very first meeting took place in Webster in January of 1961. Interestingly enough, the name Quo Vadis is Latin for "Where are you going?"
Well, tonight, you will hear from 22 students who will deliver speeches telling you where they are going and or where they have been. We hope you enjoy hearing them as much as we enjoy sharing them. Stories of our dreams, our successes, and maybe even our trials and tribulations. At this time, we would like to introduce each of the 22 members who together represent the 2021 Bartlett High School Super Team.
Hello, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Talia Benenda, and I am the co-captain of Bartlett's Super Team this year, next to my friend Gabby. I'd like to first thank Mr. Thomas for choosing me for this position. I have not known you long, but from your first day at Bartlett, you have always reached out for my opinions and views as a student. From you, I have learned how to be a strong presence in our school community and how to complete the goals I have set for myself. It is because of you that we are having a close to normal senior year as we can, and I want to tell you we are sincerely all appreciative. The class of 2021 has had a new principal each year until you came along. We were hesitant at first because of all the new administration coming into our school, but you quickly became a friend to us students. In school, I've always done my best to be involved in everything Bartlett has to offer. Sports, student council, and DECO quickly became outlets for me as I took many honors and AP classes. I could talk all night about how each and every activity in class has shaped me into who I am today, but I will keep this short. My high school experience has taught me to be patient, communicate my ideas to others, listen, and most importantly, to be a leader. I deeply appreciate all the opportunities I have received through Bartlett and will continue to hold our core values and traditions close to my heart. I'm happy to announce that I will be furthering my education at Edgar College, majoring in marine biology. I would like to thank my parents, Joseph and Elmira Benenda, for always supporting me with the decisions I have made, and my sister Kiara for showing me the way through my freshman year. I want to thank my friends Gabby, Mitchell, Brandon, and Ryan for being with me for these past 4 years, because I truly could not have done it without them. I'd also like to thank Ms. Hurton for pushing me to be the best version of myself. Student council was something that I will always remember, and this is because of all the amazing memories we were able to make together. And a thank you to Mr. Pronto for your dedication to creating our many athletic seasons this year. Another thank you to Mr. Thomas for giving me this platform to speak on. I know I am graduating Bartlett with a principal who will do his best each and every day to uplift our community and bond us stronger together. Lastly, I would like to give the warmest thank you to Ms. Haining. You inspire me to be my greatest self every day, and you continue to teach me that positivity and kindness are two of the most important characteristic traits a person could have. I walk into school each day and always see you with a big smile on your face, which tells me today will be a good day. You put everyone before yourself, and because of that, I admire you. Thank you. Oh. And now I introduce my friend and co-captain for the 2021 Super Team, Gabby Pivarchik.
Good evening. My name is Gabby Pupovatic. First off, I would like to thank Mr. Thomas for this opportunity to be a co-captain for the super team, standing alongside my best friend Talia. It is a huge honor. I remember when we first met you at the school committee meeting. I was going into my 3rd year of high school and meeting my 3rd principal. I was nervous, but after listening to you, I knew you wanted the best for your students. You started off by learning everybody's names, you stopped by at our captain's practices, and it didn't end there. You continued to interact with the students and get to know us. Since the start of freshman year, I've tried to be involved in as much as I can. I started off with student council, Nichols Honors Academy, and playing soccer, basketball, and tennis. Throughout my high school years, I joined DECA, National Honor Society, volleyball, and took on the role of secretary in DECA and student council. I'm first generation in the US in my family. My parents didn't have many opportunities and started from scratch. This is why I've been taught to work hard for everything and take any opportunity I can. Being a part of these clubs and teams has taught me a lot about myself, as well as helped me grow as an individual, a leader, a teammate, and a student. My experiences at Bartlett have taught me how to balance school, extracurricular activities, my life outside of school, how to manage my time wisely, leadership skills, communication skills, to work hard, and the most important thing to me this past year, to relax, because everything will work out in the end. I'd like to thank Mr. Thomas for all the opportunities these past 2 years, all the support at soccer, basketball, and volleyball games, and for the constant hard work to allow the student body to have the greatest experience at Bartlett. I'd also like to thank Mr. Pronto for giving me the opportunity to be an MIA student ambassador and fighting for our sports program this past year, because sports mean a lot to me and to other students. I'd like to thank Ms. Hainig for the constant positivity, encouragement, opportunities, and advice that is given to me and all the other students every day. You've had and continue to have a huge impact on me, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you to Ms. Hurton for pushing me out of my comfort zone and encouraging me to keep pushing forward. I will miss student council and all of the fun we've had at MASC and Hyannis. Thank you, Ms. Fifield, for being a ray of sunshine and someone to talk to. Thank you, Ms. Argentary, for the constant support, care, inspiration, and challenges you give us to be the best versions of ourselves. Finally, I would like to thank my parents for raising me to be the way that I am, for supporting me, and teaching me how to work hard.
Beginning with the administrative award, this young man was chosen to represent the guidance department. We present Sean Donovan.
Hello there, I'm Sean Donovan, and thank you for the administration award for Super Team of 2021. And before we begin, I want to thank Mr. Diggins for nominating me for this award. When I first got into this high school for my freshman year, I didn't know how I could have gone through that year. But little did I know, this year was the greatest year of my life. I got to this position through many years of hard work, and
Okay.
a while back,
I will show you. Okay, you want me to
I moved from Massachusetts. I moved from Massachusetts and met my bestest friends a person could have. This high school year, the first high school year I've ever had, I remember while very scared of it, it was exciting to get into it too. This was the school that pushed me to do better. In my art class, I had wildly improved. I got into loads of art, and my teacher, who got me in this far believed in me. I'd like to thank Miss Gillenhammer for being one of the most kindest and most determined art teachers I've ever met. I want to thank my parents, Sharon and Edward Donovan, for supporting me and pushing me to do the best and believe in me. And I also want to thank my sisters and brothers, Amanda, Nicholas, Jessica, Brian, Matthew, and Kelly, for being the best that they can be, being an inspiration to me and pushing me to do better throughout the year. I also want to thank my aunt Jean, for being the best she could be and inspiring me through these years. I also want to thank my friends, Ezekiel Morden, Joseph DuPont, and Skylar Vogel for being the best friends I ever had. Having fun with them in the school year was awesome. And they helped me try new things throughout this year. The school year is the best I could have asked for, and I wish everyone here to do their best in the future. I have become more than just the class clown. I have become the person I always wanted to be. I wanted to push my limits and my abilities in the future and become the absolute best I can be. To end this, I want to say one inspirational quote. Believe in yourself and you can do great things in the future and do what you want.
The next award is presented in honor of Alexandria Steinbuck, who was a student in the Life Skills program at Bartlett High School, as well as a member of the Webster community from 1998 until her unexpected passing in March of 2014. Receiving the Alexandria Steinbuck Award is Damian Pye.
Hi, my name is Damian Pye, and I'm so proud of this award. I would like to thank my mom who supports me and all of the teachers. Thank you.
We will now continue with individual academic department awards. Each of these students was chosen to be honored by the teachers in the department they are representing.
Receiving the Super Team Award from the Art Department is Abigail Jagir. Good evening, and thank you for having me tonight. I hope everyone has been safe and healthy during these interesting times. I want to thank Ms. Hainig and the staff here at Bartlett High School for preparing this event in the safest way possible for my fellow classmates and for the crowd at home, and as well as the janitorial staff for being the silent superheroes of this 2021 school year. I would also like to express my gratitude for Mr. Harrington and Ms. Gallenhammer for nominating me for this award, and as well as Mr. Carney and Ms. Nassus for being my performance arts teachers and guiders. Without these being my mentors and providing me with the guidance through my high school career, I would not be here tonight in front of you. Art has been something that I have always expressed an interest in, from drawing all over the living room coffee table as a little girl to leaving small doodles in random places at work. Throughout my school years, I have concentrated my creativity in both performative and fine arts, and I have attempted to be an avid member of both here at Bartlett. Although this year has been challenging, I am incredibly grateful for the opportunities I have been given within the department this year. My life has not gone without trials and tribulations. During some of the most important years of my life, I was bullied by my fellow peers for expressing myself in the ways that I chose. I was ridiculed for my appearance, my demeanor, and everything. However, I found solace within my art. Whenever I felt overwhelmed and distraught, I let my imagination take control and whisk me away to a place where I would be accepted for who I was. The things that I had created were some of the best friends that I ever had. With that being said, I am so incredibly grateful and humbled by this award. Being recognized for something I am so passionate about, and for something that has helped me find a path in life was such an honor. I promise to all of you here tonight that I will continue to be creative with everything I do. I will never stop creating for you, for me, for life. I thank you for your time, and I hope you all enjoy what has come tonight. Thank you.
The second recipient from the art department is Cadence Rico. Sadly, Cadence couldn't be here tonight, but we send her the kindness congratulations.
Representing the music department for excellence in chorus is Emily Jericho.
First of all, I'd like to thank teachers who have chosen me for this award, as well as those who have come together to put together this award, or like this award ceremony, and allow us to have it in the safest way that we could. So, for much of our lives, we spend our times connecting, whether it be by bridges built over impassable rivers, connecting to an online world, or, of course, connecting with other people. Yet, there are some connections that I've struggled with, most important being the connection to my identity. One of the most pivotal parts of my identity has been the cultural background, yet I've had trouble connecting to it. The language and sheer distance of others makes communication difficult, especially considering how the recent pandemic has shattered connections that many of us have spent our entire lives constructing. However, something that I have discovered which transcends these traditional barriers is music. To me, music does not just serve as a form of self-expression, but also allows me to construct a unique identity of myself. In the past, I found that I can form deeper connections to my culture through music. Through music, I can both give and receive emotions that would be impossible to translate through words. And through music, I can identify myself on a more personal level. One of the biggest struggles that I've come to face with my identity is striking the balance between productivity and the rich fulfillments of life. The concept of being a good student is one built around productivity, work ethic, and success. Yet, this could so often lead to being overworked or burnt out. There's only so much time in a day, and though it's good to slow down, to take a breather, doing so can sometimes feel like a burden on productivity. Oftentimes, even when my schedule is clear or I've taken care of everything that I've wanted to for the day, taking time to myself still feels shameful, like I'm doing something wrong. Tell myself things like, don't waste your time on this, it won't matter in a year. And as a result, I don't get to appreciate the activities that I enjoy. However, what is so much incredible about improving my musical abilities is that it's a balance. It's a liberating and amazing balance, one that allows me to be genuinely, truly productive while simultaneously enjoying my hobbies. I was once told that an amateur practices until it's right, and a professional practices until it can't be wrong. The reason this stuck out to me all throughout high school is that it reminds me to strive for perfection. Using music as a way to define myself allows me to work towards self-improvement. In this sense, it's quite forgiving. I can stop and smell the roses every once in a while because I know that I'm doing it for myself. I'm proud to be representing the choir program as well as the music department as a member of this year's 2021 Super Team. I'd like to thank those who have pushed me to expand my horizons and work towards making myself better at what I do, as well as supporting me. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.
Also representing the music department for his outstanding work in band is Alexander Casanova.
Hi, my name is Alexander Casanova, and I was chosen to be a super team member for band. I cannot even explain how grateful and excited I am to be here. At first, I was very confused to what was the super team, or why I was chosen for it. But when I found out, I got super nervous because I did not know what to do or what to think. They told me I had to do a speech, and I thought it was the end of the world. But when I thought maybe I could tell people the story of what brought me here, and to where I am today. Sorry. And also where I am going in the future. Before I came to the United States, I lived in Puerto Rico my entire life, and I thought it would stay the same way. About 3 years ago, Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico, and I had to stop going to school due to us lacking power and water. Things got pretty bad real fast, but my father and I managed to get by. I remember days of not having a good sleep, or making lines in banks just to get $100 for the whole week, always in fear of running out of gas to move. or to give power to the generator. I would say only after the first month, things stabilized a little bit. We got water, but never got power until I arrived in the United States. The next 2 months, we spent doing work for other people or just helping other relatives. I always hope for my school to reopen. I miss my friends and the time I spent with them. But in the beginning of November 1, I was hit with the news that I would have to go to the United States. I did not like the idea at all. Living in Puerto Rico meant that all I knew was going to be changed. My friends, my home, my school, my life. But the decision was already made, and I had no choice. I arrived in the United States on a Thursday, the 28th of November. Before I came here, I had never used English in my whole life. But somehow, I understood it, and I could speak it, although not fluently at the time. At first, I hated being here. I knew nothing of the place or the people. I was not used to the culture of the United States outside of what was shown in the movies. In school, I was just a new kid. Nobody knew about me or my story. So I thought perhaps I could have a fresh start and get new friends. Easier said than done. After a few days, I met a group of people that were from Puerto Rico. We all ended up here for the same reason, and I was glad to know that I was not the only one. We quickly became friends since we had many things in common. All I could think about was spending time with my friends. So I pushed to be better and better. I wanted to know my limit and think about my goals. In the way, I met wonderful people that pushed me to give the absolute best of me and always try harder. At this time, I would like to introduce my mother, Maribel Casanova, and my father, Edward Torres. In the time we have spent together, he has always been there for me and taught me to always do the right thing. My mother raised me and always made sure I was having a good life. I would like to introduce my band teacher, Mr. Taraga, and give him a special thanks. He was the first teacher I met when I walked through the door of the school, and the first thing he said was, "You play any instrument?" That question allowed me to have some of the most remarkable moments of my high school years. I had a class with Mr. Taraga every single year, even this one, and I can say confidently that I had fun. Thank you for all these years of pure fun. I would like to thank my parents for always being there for me and raising me to be a good man and always doing what was best for me. Last but not least, I would like to thank all my friends for being there for me and giving me strength and energy to be better. Spending time with you was all never boring. Thank you.
We love you, Alexander. Come on.
Representing the Business and Technology Department, the first of the two Super Team honorees is Sam Contos.
Good evening. I'm Sam Contos, and I'm grateful to be one of the Business and Technology nominees for this year's Super Team. Being nominated alongside Ryan Spitz, better known as Spitzy, is such an honor. I have to admit, delivering this speech is hard for me. I'm outside of my comfort zone for sure. Most people find public speaking intimidating, but for me, it's actually terrifying. My fear stems from being speech delayed in my early years. I relied on sign language and picture magnets to communicate until early intervention diagnosed me with being tongue-tied at 2.5 years old. I ended up having surgery to snip my tongue to release it and give it more mobility. I did not begin pronouncing words correctly until I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. This was a pretty big setback for me. I struggled with expressing my feelings and needs. My communication skills and reading comprehension suffered, and I needed special education services. I attended St. Anne's School, and in the 3rd grade, I remember leaving once a week to go to Park Ave for help. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. I began to realize that I was different. I was the only kid leaving for these services. I worked hard and started making progress with my studies. I wasn't the best student, but I was starting to improve. By the end of the 4th grade, I had another setback. I woke up in an ambulance one morning, and I learned I had a major seizure in my bed. 4 days later, I was camping with my father and had a second seizure in the 10. Within the next 2 weeks, I was diagnosed with benign Rolandic epilepsy, a form of epilepsy where you typically have seizures in the early morning. I took medication to control my seizures, but for the next 2 years, I was afraid to go to sleep for fear I'd wake up to a seizure. Sleep is supposed to be a restful time, but instead it was my own personal nightmare. This was yet another obstacle in my journey that I had to overcome. My parents supported me through this period. They did not judge me or force me to tackle my fears before I was ready. They patiently reminded me that this too shall pass. Learning has not come easy for me, and I have to work hard for my academic success. Through school and sports, I have come to realize that I perform best when people believe in me. Those teachers and coaches who have had faith in me, encouraged me, and trusted me are the ones who boosted my confidence and made me realize that anything is possible. I met Mr. Jennis when I was a freshman in his introduction to technology class. We did a lot of presentations in this class, and Mr. Jennis always made a point of making his students feel comfortable. He offered advice on how to become better. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to get stuck, you can say, okay, so the audience doesn't notice your hesitation. He always preached the benefits of becoming a better speaker and how mastering your vocabulary will help later in life, knowing that someday you will need to interview with an employer, and that first impression starts with your confidence and what comes out of your mouth. Mr. Jennis has always been a staple in my time at Bartlett. From day one through this unconventional senior year, he's a top-notch teacher, a motivational coach, and just a great person. I'm thankful for his support and advice through the years. Also, I met Mrs. Haynig for the first time this year, remotely. I woke up every morning in her virtual classroom to her bright and upbeat personality. She has kept her class dynamic, engaging, and interesting. I really enjoyed AP Computer Science, Business Law, and Marketing. My grades have excelled this year, which is a positive outcome of this very instructed remote school year. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my mother and father who raised me to be the person I am today. They have been great role models for me. They have taught me that success is achieved by maintaining a good work ethic and always being dependable. They told me that they were not raising a child, but rather a person who needs to become a productive member of society. They have always believed in me and inspired me to be a good person. I credit their parenting and my perseverance with what I've achieved so far. Thanks again to Mr. Jennis and Mrs. Haynig for the super team recognition. I'm not exactly sure why they felt that I was deserving of this honor, but I'm thankful that they appreciate me as a student. I've been lucky to have a lot of great teachers and coaches in my time at Bartlett. Too many to mention, but I'll call it a few that have made a significant impact on me. Coach L, Mr. Riley, Mr. Paradise, Mr. Renaud, Coach Berthium, and Coach Gremsky. My many thanks to them and all my other teachers and coaches who have influenced me and helped me along the way. I can't believe life as I know it and life as it will be. I can't believe life as I know it is almost over and life that it will be is just beginning. As my high school years come to an end, I'm reminded that the struggle you're in today is developing into the strength that you need tomorrow. Thank you and congratulations to all the other super team members.
The second recipient chosen for the Business and Technology Department is Ryan Spitz.
Hello, my name is Ryan Spitz, and I am a senior here at Bartlett High School. I am honored to accept the nomination for this year's 2020-2021 Super Team, representing Business and Technology with Sam Contos. During my time at Bartlett, which began 4 years ago, I feel that I have been able to make the most of every opportunity that high school had to offer. I have been part of the football, baseball, and golf teams and was on the field for the final tick of the clock during the 100th Thanksgiving game last year in Southbridge. I was a part of the travel club sophomore year, traveling to London, Paris, and Barcelona, and was one of the final people to enter Notre Dame Cathedral before it caught fire. I was involved with a DECA club in my junior and senior year and managed to place at districts, securing a spot in the state competition with my partner last year, Brianna Ward. Currently, I am the vice president of DECA. I've also been on the National Honor Society for 2 years and have served as the chapter president this past year. Being a part of the Nichols Honors Academy since my freshman year has opened many opportunities for me. This past year, I was able to complete 5 college courses while finishing my senior course load. This has given me a jump start in my college career. During this time, I have also been able to work at the Thompson Speedway and have worked in the restaurant, at the racetrack, and on the golf course. My next 4 years will be spent studying in Nichols College. Due to my hard work in high school, I have been accepted into the honors program at Nichols College. I will be double majoring in criminal psychology in criminal justice management. I have been admitted into the 4+1 program while I'll be pursuing my master's degree in counterterrorism while I complete my bachelor's degree. My participation in high school classes in the business and technology field has prepared me for these future endeavors. From learning how to balance a checkbook, manage my finances, and securing a mastery of basic technology techniques in Intro to Technology class, to going into detailed discussions about the law, criminals, and their crimes in business law, all of these courses have helped me prepare for what is ahead personally and academically. In closing, I would like to thank Coach Janice and Mrs. Honig for recognizing me as one of the 2 business and technology super team members. I would like to thank all of my coaches and teachers for pushing me to always do my best and for dedicating their time towards my betterment and growth and for the benefit of all their students. I would like to thank and recognize my parents, George and Shannon Spitz, for always supporting my decisions and actions and encouraging me to always be true to myself, and for all of the constant reminders that hard work and dedication pays off in the end. Thank you.
Chosen to represent the English department, our first honoree is Zaylee Del Rio.
It's like, hi, my name is Zaylee Del Rio, and I'm in the 11th grade. I'm also a Eureka Scholar at Girls Inc. of the Valley, which is a program which I'm really appreciated to be a part of, with such amazing experiences, especially being in the being an activist in the team advocacy board, as well as helping and painting 2 murals at the Holyoke Library with 3 incredible artists from the MoVVV project in Puerto Rico. After high school, I want to go to college to become a zoologist, and I am also very honored to be chosen for this award. I believe I was selected for this award because I'm a very creative person, especially a writer. I'm very passionate about what I believe in, and it shines through my work. While I identify as creative, it doesn't come without challenges. I'm left-handed, and it can be hard to do certain things when we live in a world that is designed for righties. But that never stopped me from getting out of my comfort zone, as well as enjoying what I do. I also, again, jump out of my comfort zone, and that might mean playing a guitar upside down. And I also come from a really big family of 2 older sisters and a younger brother. My family has a lot of big personalities as well as big opinions, and my family has always taught me to stand up for what I believe in, and especially to believe in as well as express myself. So that's what I do. Because because of that, I want to thank my family for always supporting me and always pushing me to do my best. I also want to thank Ms. Amboard for always believing in me, and as well as keeping me in a creative structure so I don't lose it. And I would like to introduce my mom, Shada Del Rio, and my sister, Julissa Bonilla, and everybody else that's up there, especially my grandma, which I miss. She's in heaven. So yeah, thank you guys.
The second student who is chosen by the English department is Talia Gardner.
Hi, my name is Talia Gardner, and I was chosen to represent the English department for the Bartlett Super Team. It is an honor to receive this recognition, and I want to thank Ms. Nassis for feeling that I deserve to receive such an honor. Ms. Nassis has helped me succeed in English. The sincere compliments she gives me every day helps me more than she knows. I never thought I was a very good writer, but she always assured me that I was and encouraged me to always keep working and get better every day. Ms. Nassis always saw something in me that I never saw in myself, and I am thankful for the faith she has put in me as a writer. I would also like to recognize and thank my family that is supporting me tonight, especially my parents, Jennifer and Mark Gardner, who showed me what hard work looks like and what great opportunities can come from it. My parents worked all their lives to set a good example for me and to show me that if I put the work in, I can get myself anywhere I want to be in the future. They are the reason I got into the Nichols Honors Academy, the National Honor Society, High Honor Roll every year, and now this. While receiving this recognition, I can proudly say that I am a product of my parents' hard work and determination, and without them, I know I wouldn't be here tonight. I haven't faced many struggles in my life, and that is thanks to them. They do everything they can to make sure that their children don't have to grow up with the same struggles that they did. Both of my parents grew up poor and faced many life struggles. Although they experienced major hardships, they did not let this reflect on their children. My parents worked harder each day to make sure that my siblings and I were taken care of financially and maintained a close relationship, and I am thankful every day for that. With this work ethic and resilience my parents have instilled in me, I plan to use it to create a successful future for myself. Although right now I am only a cashier at Delray Docks, I will work hard until my very last day here at Bartlett in order to become valedictorian and get into a good school for orthodontics. Then, after I graduate, I will begin to build my own practice where I can be my own boss and be able to support my parents financially should they need it. My main goal in life is to provide the love and support needed for my future children to thrive in their education and career building and character building as my parents did for me. Hopefully this honor of being chosen for the super team shows them that their hard work is paying off. Thank you for this award, and thank you for listening.
Nice clapping.
The next student you will meet was chosen by the Foreign Language Department for exemplary work in Spanish, Samantha Tremblay.
Hola, me llamo Samantha Tremblay. I am very honored to be named to Super Team 2021 by the Spanish Department. Ever since I have been enrolled in school here in the Webster Public Schools District, I have taken my education very seriously. I have always made sure to try my best and put all of my effort into my schoolwork and helping others around me. I have always had the mindset of being successful in everything I do, so I would always and still always want to see good grades and feedback on my work. I have always set high standards for myself, other than my own expectations for myself. The people that surround me have made me who I am today as well. I want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, my aunt, my cousin and best friend Gabby Peeler and her mom for continuing to encourage me to try hard in school and strive to be successful in life. Without them, I wouldn't be standing here giving this speech. I can count on these people to push me to work my absolute hardest even when I don't believe in myself and often feel unmotivated. All of these people inspire me to be who I am because they work so hard in what they do and have never given up. They remind me that I can accomplish anything with a positive mindset and a willingness to work. Thank you to my parents for motivating me and helping me keep a positive mindset even in tough times like this pandemic and just stress from school in general. You guys have shaped me to be who I am today, and I am grateful to have been raised by such caring parents like you. Thank you to my aunt for always flipping a negative situation into a positive one and for influencing me to think just like her. I'm so grateful to have had you so close in my life. Your positivity has rubbed off onto me and helped me help other people and to look for the good in everything. Thank you to my cousin Gabby Peeler as well as her mom Jenny Peeler for keeping me on track in school when I start to feel stuck and unmotivated. I would also like to thank my Spanish teacher, Senora Doherty, who recognizes the hard work I put into class and my positive attitude. Thank you for awarding and honoring me to Super Team this year.
Yeah, Sammy.
Good job, Sammy.
The second student chosen in foreign language, also for her excellence in Spanish, is Amanda Warshall.
Hola, my name is Amanda Warshall, and I was nominated by the Foreign Language Department for this year's Super Team. I can't even begin to express how honored I am to be a part of this group, and it means so much to have all of my efforts recognized in such a way. This year has presented numerous challenges, from the inability to leave my house to the trials of remote learning whilst trying to balance a job. But every late night and completed assignment has been very much validated by the grades that I've secured and the recognition that I have received in being part of the 2021 Super Team. Doing well in school and making sure I have the means to make a future for myself have always been some of my top priorities in life, as I hope to attend and eventually graduate college in the next few years. But I wouldn't have gotten very far without the help that my family, friends, and teachers have supported me with. That being said, I would like to personally thank Ms. Gillenhammer, Senora Doherty, and Mr. Renaud for always making the school day that much more enjoyable and for believing in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. The experience I have had in each one of your classes has made me a better student overall and has increased my confidence in my own abilities far more than I ever thought was possible. And last, but most definitely not least, I would like to both introduce and give a tremendous thank you to my mom and dad, who have always pushed me to do the best that I could and never stopped encouraging me to be a better student as well as a better person overall. I will always be grateful for their guidance and advice. Te amo mucho. The next two Super Team recipients were chosen by the Social Studies Department. I'd like to introduce you to Felicia Benoit.
Hi, my name is Felicia Benoit. I'm so honored to be part of the Super Team in the History Department. In middle school, history was very hard for me. I never really understood the material. When I got to high school, my views on history changed. Mr. Hansen makes it easy for us to learn, even at an honors level. I have found a love for history, and I enjoy learning about how history can still relate to today and the events happening now. A lot of my views in life have been molded from history and how to avoid the same mistakes. History was always a class I could count on for getting a good grade in. It motivated me to keep trying in my other classes, even when I wanted to give up. Now history is the class I do best in and look most forward to attending. I'd like to thank Mr. Hansen for sparking my interest in history over the last 3 years and for submitting my name for Super Team. I'd also like to thank my parents for always telling me it's okay to fail sometimes as long as you give it another try. So thank you to my family and friends and everyone who has helped me along the way. Thank you.
You did good. The second recipient from the Social Studies Department is Reese LeBeau.
Hello, I'm Bruce LeBeau, and I am receiving the Super Team Award for History. Someone once asked me what drives me to do what I do, and I would have to say that it's the people in my life who encourage me to reach my goals and go beyond what is required of me. That being said, I wouldn't be here without the many people who have helped me out throughout my life, whether it be as small as giving me a pencil or as large as raising me and giving me shelter. Each and every one of them made me who I am today. So I thought it would be best to thank them in my speech. I'd like to thank my mother, who's seen me through many difficult events and who has always been there for me when I needed her. I'd like to thank my teachers from the present and past years who helped me become who I am today, especially my current history teacher, Mr. Riley, who taught me the past is just as important as the future. Finally, I'd like to thank all my dogs for being cute and cuddly and helping me through the toughest of times with their endless emotional support. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you for your continued support and help in these tough times. Every encouraging word you say to me helps more than you could ever know. You know what they say is the past actions that form the future, and only in the present can you change it. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce the first representative chosen from the Math Department. She is not present with us in person, but she will be delivering her speech from home. Kiara Alamo Abad.
Sometimes I forget to thank people. Sometimes I forget how much I appreciate them. However, I want to thank you all for being here. It is such an honor to take such pride in being chosen as one of the students in the Math Department for this year's Super Team. I couldn't have done it without my teachers and staff, without my ambition, but most of all, my parents. They're the ones who pushed me to my hardest, who believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself, who always supported me, who always cared and loved me. One person told me that you have to fight through the rough days to get the good days. There have been days where I feel like giving up, but giving up isn't and should be an answer. Giving up becomes a habit and it stops you from achieving the things you want to achieve. But having the courage, determination, and the people who are there for you makes it a great journey. So thank you all my dear parents, all my teachers, because they're all amazing and encouraged me. Thank you so much. And at this time, I would like to introduce my mom and dad.
The second recipient from the math department is Catherine James. Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie James, and I was selected to represent the math department for Super Team. I'd like to start off by extending my sincerest gratitude to the entire math department for nominating me for this award. The dedication of the math teachers at Bartlett is entirely responsible for my success and understanding of the subject matter, and I thank them all for their hard work throughout my high school career. Being the youngest one in my family, I felt obliged to do well in school, despite not really enjoying it. I'd never really been that fond of school in general, but my affinity with math was like a derivative in that it was instantaneous. Due to this, I discovered math as being my favorite subject just because it was easiest for me. Although I continue to find every other number odd, I appreciate the logical and procedural nature of the subject. This relationship with math continued throughout my freshman and sophomore years, but after that, it seemed my confidence in the subject changed drastically. My math classes junior year proved to be a struggle because, for some reason, I thought that taking trigonometry, AP stats, and pre-calculus the same year would go well. I began to panic, and through learning about the different end behaviors and limits of functions, I was stretched to my own limit. I realized that if I hoped to do well in my math classes, I would have to get help. And that thought terrified me because it was tough to admit that I didn't understand what was happening in class. I was afraid of looking stupid in front of my peers because I didn't have the answers like I once did. But despite all of these anxieties, I gradually overcame them due to the commitment of my teachers, especially Mr. Paradise. Through daily extra help sessions, I was able to better understand the material and even grew to become 95% confident in some of my answers for stats class. But most importantly, I learned that it's okay to not understand something and that it's okay to have questions. This realization has carried over to this year and has continued to help me through calculus. Miss Biggs, thank you for all of your help, and I'm so sorry for every arithmetic mistake I've made throughout the year. And I want to apologize in advance for my performance on the AP exam tomorrow. Just know I've tried my best. Thanks to the teachers at Bartlett, I plan to continue my pursuit of mathematics at Champlain College while be majoring in computer science and game programming with a minor in mathematics. I'm excited to further my education in subjects that I love, and I thank all the teachers who've inspired me to pursue this path. Before I finish speaking, I want to tell you a story about an infinite line, but it didn't really have an endpoint, and I don't want to go on forever like pi, so I guess I should end it now. Thank you again to the entire math department for my success throughout the years, and to all of my friends and family, especially my parents and siblings who are at home supporting me right now. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to all of the award recipients tonight. You've earned it.
Representing the health department for this year's super team is Josephine Corridori.
So, good evening, and thank you very much, Mr. Nassis, for nominating me to the 2021 Super Team for Health. I am so grateful and honored to be named to this group to receive this award with my esteemed fellow students here tonight. 2020 and 2021 has been a year like no other. Health, mindfulness, mental health, and well-being is at the utmost importance today, now, yesterday, this past 14 months, and the rest of our lives. We must continue to persevere and balance ourselves to the ups, downs, in-betweens each and every day. To know when we need to take a deep breath, focus on what we can control, and put positive energy into it. Managing good stress and bad stress is a delicate balance we will face throughout not only our high school careers and college, but the rest of our lives. People have asked me how I manage to have such a positive outlook. How do I manage my stress? and how do I do all the things I do? Because if you know me, I'm always super busy with school, volunteering, leadership seminars, working in the best golf courses ever, spending time with my family, friends, and dogs, or working away in the kitchen baking much amazing treats. Don't let me fool you. Yes, I do take a bit for myself to relax. So I'll let you in on my secret. I truly enjoyed and find happiness in everything I do. I wake up each morning, happy to be part of my family, thankful for my friends that always keep me laughing, and for being part of a school where teachers truly care about us. Each day, I set a list of goals to accomplish, making sure I alternate high and low energy focus activities and mixing in like a workout or yoga to let out some stress. It is also because of what I've learned here at Bartlett High School from my teachers in the classroom, my fellow students, camaraderie on the golf course, various leadership seminars with Stuco and Hobie, and my time at the DA's office, and from my family that I know how important true holistic whole body health is. From taking care of our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and social health. It is all of it. It is everything. I would also like to send a huge thank you to my parents, Mike and Jen Corridori. You have shown me how to manage what comes my way and stay positive through all, to stay positive through it all while keeping things in perspective. I would also like to thank my teachers and send a thank you to my family, my grandmothers, aunts, uncles, and cousins who all keep me grounded. Thank you much. Thank you very much for this esteemed award, and congratulations to everyone tonight.
Introducing the Physical Education Department honoree, Gabrielle Peeler. Hello, I am Gabrielle Peeler. I was chosen by the Physical Education Department, and I'm very honored. Ever since I was very little, I've always strived to do my best and be proud of what I accomplished. When I was in elementary school, all the work came easy to me. It was very easy to understand. As I progressed into the next grades, the works got harder. I would struggle sometimes, but it would never stop me. I would ask questions and get help when I was confused. This helped me in high school because now I'm not afraid to ask questions so that I can understand the concepts and do well. Some very important people in my life that I would like to thank are my mom and dad, Jennifer and Todd Peeler, and my sister, Madison Peeler. They are my rock. I know I can always rely on them and that they will support me through everything I do. My mom and dad work so hard, which have always motivated me to do the same. I would also like to thank my friends because they have always pushed me and I've always pushed them to do better, and I will always appreciate that. My two best friends, Samantha Tremblay and Megan Tucker, have always been there for me and have been so supportive of me. They are the best friends I could have ever asked for. With all these amazing people in my life, they have pushed me to do my best and have gotten me to where I am today. I am very proud of my grades and of the person I have become, and I hope to keep accomplishing things throughout my life.
Yeah, Gabby! Gabby! Woo!
The Science Department Super Team recipient I'd like to introduce first is Simon Ajame.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been named as part of Super Team 2021. Thank you all so much for being here to share in this memorial occasion. I am so honored to have my work and contribution be recognized in this way by my department and Bartlett High School. My name is Simon Danswa. I am 18 years old from a beautiful family of love, full of love and affection. In the first inaugural address of President William J. Clinton, January 20th, 1993, he said, "In serving, we recognize a simple but powerful truth. We need each other and we must care for one another. Today, we do more than celebrate America. We dedicate ourselves to the very idea of America. I believe strongly that when we collectively and sincerely care for each other, the world becomes a better place. And this means so much to me, and I am also passionate about it, which inadvertently resonate with others, including everyone listening to me this evening. Being part of this phenomenal team is not something that I did alone, and there are many others who equally deserve to share in this achievement. I would like to thank all my staff from my department and other team members whose effort, commitment, and sacrifice made this possible. I would also like to thank my parents, my sister, my brothers for their love and support throughout this short but memorial journey. Thank you also to Uncle Felix, my beloved sister and her husband, Mr. and Mrs. Opoku, Mrs. Sambon, Mr. Shen, Mr. K, Mr. Narcis, Mr. Rego, Mr. Churego, Mr. Paradise, and my managers as well, my team members, for inspiration that made my accomplish possible. Last but not the least, thank you, Bartlett High School, for offering recognition to students like me. I hope that I hope that this recognition of my work can serve an inspiration to others in the school. Remember, if my work can make a difference, so can yours. I repeat, if my work can make a difference, so can yours. I'll continue to provide my unflinching support to the growth of our team and look forward to bringing about positive changes at Ballet High School and win more awards for many years to come. Denzel Washington once said, I pray that you all put your shoes way under the bed at night so that you gotta get up on your knees in the morning to find them. And whilst you are down there, thank God for grace and mercy and understanding. Before I get up here, I want to tell everyone that you can do anything you put your mind to, period. As long as you work hard, give it all you want. Don't listen to what anyone got to say. It's your word. You can do what you want. Always remember that. I am humbled and appreciate. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, my son. Thank you, my son. Thank you, my son. Thank you, my son. We appreciate it. Good boy.
The second recipient from the Science Department, the last student speaker for this evening's event, is Emily Heatherman.
My name is Emily Heatherman, and I was chosen to be a part of the super team for science. Science has been a subject that I haven't always been the best at, but a subject that I've always worked very hard at and have always tried to improve in. Over the past 3 years here at Bartlett, I've worked very hard in all the science classes that I've taken, and I've seen a large improvement in my grades. Freshman year, biology was not my strong suit, but Miss McCarthy always reassured me that I was doing my best and answered any questions that I had. Sophomore year, I did pretty well in chemistry, and Miss O'Connell always answered my questions and helped me if I had any trouble. This year, my junior year, I am taking anatomy with Miss McCarthy, and I've seen such an improvement since my freshman year. I'm doing very well in anatomy and have become extremely interested in the subject. I would like to thank my science teachers, Miss McCarthy and Miss O'Connell, and I would also like to thank my parents, Sean and Angela, and my brother Alex for always believing in me and always encouraging me to do my best. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce the superintendent of the Webster Public School System, Ruth Ann Gogan.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I would officially like to rename this super team. It's been a heck of a year, and in order to be deemed a super team member, each one of you had to show a lot more persistence, belief in yourself to accomplish normal tasks beyond your goals that you've set. So congratulations to each of you, because it's been a very trying year for everyone. And I'm so very proud to be here on the 36th tradition of Bartlett High School recognizing you. Although it's very different to be recognizing us with all this distancing, the pride in this room is just bubbling. Your wise words tonight are incredible. Through your personal stories that you shared tonight, we've had a glimpse, just a glimpse of what you've had to walk through this year. And there's been a common thread throughout all of it. And that common thread is that each of you have continued to believe in yourselves. Each of you have the grace and the courtesy tonight to recognize that you're not doing that alone. You're doing that with the support of your beloved parents, grandparents, and teachers and friends. You never gave up. I know that each of you are going to do great things in your future. And being a super team member from Bartlett High School on this particular year goes above and beyond being a super team member because it's been a hard year to connect with people, to keep a positive mindset, and you've continued to do that. Kudos to each of you. There's a quote that when you were speaking tonight, I kept thinking about this, and I think you guys have this formula down. A man named Edward Rickenbacker once said, I can give you a 6-word formula for success. 6 words for success. You've each found it. Here are the 6 words. Think things through, then follow through. And each of you have found something and some way to do that. So kudos to you and congratulations to each of you. I wish you the best success in your future's endeavors. And remember, you're part of the Bartlett High School Webster family, and we are always here to support you. Congratulations to the 2021 super team of Bartlett High School.
We would like to thank a few individuals and some additional local businesses who assisted with tonight's event. First, Max Catering, which served us a socially distanced but delicious meal in the cafeteria prior to the speeches. The Flower Garden, who provided us with flowers and centerpieces which will go home to our parents. Karen Graphics, who provided beautiful embroidered backpacks for each of our super team members as mementos from this evening. Miss Susan Sabai, former foreign language teacher at Bartlett, who makes a contribution to the super team banquet every year.
Maddie Yeager from the IT department, who made sure all the technology was working properly for tonight's banquet. And finally, Mrs. Lisa Fifield for all her hard work on our programs and certificates. Miss Yvonne Lambert for her help during speech practice over the past several weeks, and Mrs. Hainig for coordinating tonight's event. As for the saying goes, it takes a village.
So thank you all once again for attending the super team banquet. We appreciate your never-ending support and recognition. We hope you all know, in the spirit of words, Quo Vadis, where we are all going now, have a great evening and please continue to stay safe. Good night, everyone.
Bravo.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Nice job, everyone. Nice. Really wonderful. I don't know if they can see me. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm mom of Alexander Casanova, proud mom. Hi.
Mama loves you. Thanks for coming.
Beautiful everything.
Thank you. You have a wonderful
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's still a lot of people up there. Want me to end it? Bye, guys.